For the last 2 years, the media has told us one thing, that AI belongs to a few giants, OpenAI, Google, Meta, and that without billions for GPUs, you don't even get to compete. But this story is increasingly disconnected from reality. In real systems, in companies, startups, and production, AI is no longer controlled by big tech. It is controlled by those who own the models and their deployments. Most people think AI runs in OpenAI's cloud. In reality, over 70% of production deployments use models running locally or in private clouds. Companies do not want to send data to external APIs. They want to avoid regulatory risk, and they don't want to pay per token. Open source gives them AI they actually control. APIs are cheap for demos, prototypes, and early experiments. But at real scale, they become financially brutal. A startup processing millions of tokens per day can easily burn tens of thousands of dollars every month. The same workload running on LLM or Mistral, deployed on your own servers, costs only a small fraction of that. And that cost gap is what separates a scalable business from a failed one. Big tech always releases first, but open source almost always catches up within weeks. GPT-4, then Llama, then Mistral, then Mixtral. Each time the community takes the weights, optimizes them, compresses them, fine-tunes them, and releases better versions. Open source innovation now moves faster than any corporation. Real power in AI is not about who trained the model first or who published the best benchmark. It is about who controls the weights. When you own the weights, you can fine-tune the model on your own data, deploy it on your own infrastructure, optimize it for your costs, and embed it deeply into your product and workflows. That is what real ownership looks like in the AI era, and this is exactly what open source makes possible. When Meta released Llama, it triggered something irreversible. It did not just publish a model, it gave the world a powerful foundation that anyone could build on. Today, thousands of teams are creating their own specialized versions for coding, healthcare, agents, and local deployment. Meta unintentionally created an entire ecosystem that now competes with Meta itself. And that is the greatest irony of the AI war. Big tech does not win through models anymore. It wins through infrastructure, GPUs, cloud, and regulation. It has privileged access to NVIDIA hardware and makes money even when open source runs on AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. Complex regulation further strengthens corporate advantage over small teams. The media looks at benchmarks and leaderboard scores. The market looks at real deployments. AI wins where it is integrated into real systems like factories, ERP platforms, call centers, and logistics. This is where performance, reliability, cost, and uptime actually matter. Open source has the advantage here because it allows companies to build and customize their own systems. And in the end, it is systems, not models, that generate money. The winners today are the teams that control their own AI. Open source allows models to be tuned on private data, run on local infrastructure, and avoid vendor lock-in. That means teams keep their data, their costs, and their roadmap under control. This gives small, focused startups the ability to move faster, iterate more aggressively, and compete more efficiently than large corporations burdened by bureaucracy. This is not a race for the best model. It is a race for control over how AI is actually used in the real world. Big tech still owns the servers, the data centers, and much of the infrastructure. But open source owns the ecosystem, the developers, the innovation, and the ability to adapt. And in the history of technology, ecosystems always outgrow and eventually outcompete closed platforms. Thanks for watching. If this was useful, consider subscribing for more technical, no-hype analysis of AI and technology.